Hi there, Navigator site's coming on nicely. I wanted to do a video showing the navigation and structure of the site. You can see here I've got my header. This is actually all one big large image. I can navigate to my home page, about page, photo, video, contact and blog. So you see if I click here in this particular section of this image, navigate to the home page as does clicking on the home icon. Clicking on the about brings up the about page. On photo, you get the photo page. You can navigate to mine or Josh's. There's a tutorial demonstration I put up showing how to make this kind of site. Here I've got the video page, which you can see isn't done yet. Contact page, also not done. And I have a blog page where I've embedded a blog from Tumblr into the site. There. So the page, I'm going to use a demonstration seeing as all the site's pages are about the same, is the about page. See here I've got the text and about for each of the members of Sock Puppet. These here are all links linking to each of our external sites, whether it's if you click on the text or the image, and there's a link down here for the personal sites. So if I click on the image, there you go, goes to Amy's site there on a new tab, which is nice. So yeah, I'll show you. Oh, and also here I've got the footer. I'll be setting up the sitemap so that you can click on each of these individually and each of these icons to go to where you need to go. Yeah, so but go on to Dreamweaver and I'll show you how I made up this site. Go on to code here. So this is the code for the about page. This is most of the pages are about the same. They usually contain quite similar divs and CSS rules. You can see here, if I go to script, I've linked my page to a CSS page, which basically styles the content on the page. You can see here, this is style2.css, and I can go to here, and this is the style for the page. So basically, you put in the stuff you want, and you let CSS do things, like colours and text and positioning and things like that. So back onto the code. Go to the top. Firstly, if you don't know what divs are basically, they're like element containers. You can put everything in and you basically have it all as one tag. And having like a div such as a container here, which I put everything into, I can style the container individually. So here you can see I've got the container CSS and all the stuff which goes in it. I put everything into the container. I think that's something you always do when you're making a site, and everything goes inside that div. Divs can go inside other divs. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So here we go. I've got a div container, which as you can see on the site, this is the div container. All of this here. I've centered it because with a lot of different screen sizes, you get the page looks different depending on the size of your laptop or computer. So by centering it, I can make sure that the content stays the same size. But just by resizing it like that, you can see it only cuts off the sides there. And all this here is just the background of the main body of the site, which is just an image. So back onto Dreamweaver. First thing to show you how to do is the navigation bar, which I've got here. Let's go into the code. The navigation bar is basically just a list, really, a horizontal list with a few rules applying to it. So here you go. Here is the UL, which is the list, ID, sock puppet menu, and class menu bar horizontal. So that's the class, which is basically CSS. And you can see I've got all these links on the list. Let's put that into a split view. Got all the links here, and you can see these are basically just click on these and they link you to the different pages of the site. And yeah, that's basically it for navigation. You just have to mess around with it really. It's all done. You can use Dreamweaver to do it. It's quite simple really. You just go over to here, and they think it's under Spy, and it's around here something. It's Spy navigation panel, I think. Yeah, Spy menu bar. Yeah. So you click on that and it takes you through it. I'm not going to do this right now because I don't want to mess up the site, but yeah. And then after that you've got here I've got another div called about text, where I can format all my text separately. So here, as you can see, I've got this purple one here. That's H1 class for that particular about class CSS. Let's see if I go into here, the about text. So that's how I've styled this using that CSS there. And the next div I've got is the div ID members, which is this one here. And I put this all into a table, and you can see I can set up links here, like for example this link right here is linked to Amy's site, and that's just by clicking on that there. So that's that there. It's pretty much the same thing all the way through. And the final div is the footer, which is just once again text and what will be links. So yeah, that's pretty much how the site is set up. So all the stylings, this goes on in here. You can see I've styled the body to have a background of a purple background, and I've set it up in the middle here. And you can see I've done the container. I've also helped to set up in the middle. I've set the width to 1024 px, so it can fit on pretty much all screens. So in banner I've done the banner with a menu. I've positioned the menu using CSS to put it over here. And yeah, it's just going through it really and making sure everything is in place and stuff like that. So that's basically how I've structured and set up the site. Yep, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.